Alysha Brilla, welcome to eTown.
Thank you. Thank you all so much.
You're like a walking version of the UN. You represent 4 continents just inside your body.
Yes.
It's amazing.
It's weird. It's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
It's very cool.
I mentioned the Indo-Tanzanian background of your dad. And is that where Zanzibar is?
Yes. So if y'all know the band Queen and Freddie Mercury, he's from the same place my dad's side is from. Yeah, that coast of East Africa.
So wild.
Yeah.
And it's so fun to say, Tanzania.
Yeah, it's a beautiful name. Yeah.
Zanzibar.
Zanzibar, yeah.
Yeah, so fun.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned that there was sort of this happy coexistence of these different cultures in your house when you were growing up. Was there different music also going on? Did each parent bring a different musical style?
Yes, definitely. My dad is a musician, actually, from Tanzania. So he grew up listening to Michael Jackson and Prince and Queen, and also the Beatles, and also Indian music and African music. So that's my dad's influence. And then my mom was Joni Mitchell and ABBA. Melodies, good melodies, good lyrics. Yeah.
I was imagining something slightly more rustic than Queen and ABBA, but
most people think, but I think because he's a music head, he listened to it all,
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, what was your first? You picked up the guitar.
Yeah.
And what was your first direction? You had all this wide swath of stuff to choose among. Who were your other than your parents? Who were your musical mentors and sort of influences?
Yeah. Well, I've always been really drawn to rhythm, as you can probably tell when we play. I loved reggae. I loved Selena, the Mexican-American singer, growing up. So anytime I heard rhythms, bass lines, really cool palm-muted guitar parts, that was what I was drawn to. So when I started playing guitar, I don't play with a pick. I've always just been picking or palm-muting, and that's what I felt really drawn to emote from that instrument.
A little more of a pulse.
A little more of a pulse, yeah.
And what about the recording piece, the engineering piece? When did you start thinking? I mean, when you say something like, I've got gifts and I use them well, that implies a certain amount of confidence.
I mean,
yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Right?
Yeah.
Why not?
So, there are not that many women in the world of recording studios and engineers at clubs and stuff. So, you obviously were drawn to that on some level and thought, sure, I could do that.
Yeah, and it's funny because when I was 15 or 16 in high school, I took a co-op, and it was at a recording studio. So that was when I started getting interested in recording and just how do you record a song and how do you capture a moment in time? How do you make art and with recorded music? And it's such a varied. There's so many different ways of recording music. So I'm just another human who's really interested in how sound is engineered and recorded.
Yeah. And was I right that your first record that you engineered won a Juno Award, and it was maybe the first one?
Yeah, I didn't engineer that one. That was my beloved engineer, Dennis Tugas. Okay. But I produced it.
Self-produced, yeah.
Yeah, I produced it, and it got a Juno nomination. I was up against Celine Dion, and I didn't win.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Still a cool thing to say. I've got gifts. Right?
Yeah.
There you go. That nomination was a gift. Yeah.
And so your role at Berkeley and in other places, part of it must be to lead by example and show young women that there's also another aspect to being a musician or having a career in music that could include understanding recording and how one can, as you say, translate an inspired moment with your instrument into something that's recorded and produced and shared.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're opening doors for other female musicians especially?
I mean, I'd like to think we mutually inspire each other all the time. Like even being in this room, I'm sure I'll meet some of the folks afterwards. And even just having met you and everyone who's doing sound and helping out today, I feel very inspired. In terms of the people I work with, I don't know if anyone's seen the photo of those scientists in India. They're all wearing saris and they're launching a rocket to the moon. And I just thought, that's so cool that we have this prescriptive idea of what someone might look like when they're in a certain role, be it scientist or person making music. And I like to walk around in my Converse with my little messy bun and say, hey, I know what a frequency is. Okay. Yeah.
Who would have thunk?
Who would have thunk?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
take them by surprise. And it's an interesting moment in the world where everything's a little bit topsy turvy in the music business too, where people don't pay for music as in ways that they used to, and so recording studios in some cases are struggling. I think one thing that I've mentioned before with Canadian guests is that the Canadian government is pretty generous in supporting artists, and just with financial support and with other encouragement to stimulate that act of creativity and recognize its value as a national resource. It's
Yeah.
pretty inspiring.
We're so lucky, to be honest, absolutely in Canada, to have that support of the government and to be a collectively agreed upon nation that at the moment is still funding arts and supporting artists, because so many Canadian exported artists are now huge international. I know it brings a lot of money into Canada, but there's like, I'm thinking of contemporaries. Alanis Morissette, Avril Lavigne, Drake, lots of big names.
Yeah. I mean, it's an investment with a return. That's economic vitality and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I just think it's cool. I think it's cool that Canada. I was once asked when I was a teenager to be on a Canadian television show because they were like, "Yeah, hey, you're pretty good. You want to be on TV?" And I was like, "Really?" And they said, "Yeah, oh sure." I said, "Well, I'm not Canadian." They said, "Oh, forget it." So, but I think that it's cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. We're lucky. I love it. And honestly, I'm still very grateful. This is our first time touring the US. I've been touring the rest of the world and Canada, of course, for the last probably 15 years or so. And then only a year ago, we started touring the US. I hadn't stepped foot to play a show here in all that time. So it was a really cool time to come down here, I tell you that. But we're here, and we do believe we're going to make really beautiful connections and share our messaging in music, and which is a message, of course, of unity and diversity and the value of enjoying life through the lens of valuing human beings.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Discovery, curiosity, being open, listening,
Yeah.
Traveling, all of that stuff is important. Meanwhile, I think about some of the collaborations you've been involved with, some famous people and stuff, but what do you think of as your special sauce that you bring to a collaborative project? What is it that you bring when you're saying, hey, do you want to be a part of this thing? And what's your secret stuff that you bring?
Besides cat hair all over my clothes? Well, we usually call it, when we're playing, we say we're bringing our masala, which is like a spice, right? We're bringing our masala. And when I'm working with artists, I would say, I guess, the openness to all that is possible. I'd like to think that the brain is like very curious. Curiosity, I said in my last song, curiosity. I think that's probably the best quality I have, because I'm always thinking there's more to learn. I always have more to learn as a human being. My brain and mind can always change, and
that's cool.
Yeah.
It's nice that in music, as in conversation, listening is really the most important part. So
Isn't that true? Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It's so true. And I'm so grateful for these listeners here and the listeners at home.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming here. We got lots more music to get to.
Yeah.
And welcome back. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Please welcome back to the stage Alysha Brilla.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick.